Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, everyone, depending where you are in the world. Today on Get on a Mission, we're going to take a little bit of a different approach. We're going to be talking about the single largest health breakthrough science technology that I have found today. What it is ASEA redox signaling molecules. Redox signaling molecules is native to our body. We produce them now anyway. However, when we hit puberty and our body goes through that change, at that point, we start losing about 10% every decade. And that's providing we're healthy. So when you start taking into consideration if we're already unhealthy or the environmental impacts that we have around us, doesn't matter if you're living in the city or in the country, we're dealing with smoke inhalation, smog, you name it. So our bodies are working harder than they ever did before. So having something increased in our body that helps our body naturally heal, because the redox is responsible for signaling and communicating to all the other cells, including our immune system, to kick in to keep ourselves healthy. It's important that when we add more, that it shows our system that we're supporting it, and it helps reproduce more, and it helps the body start to heal all on its own the way it was meant to. So before we get started, I do want to do a disclaimer. We do not claim to prescribe, diagnose, or treat anything. We are merely here to educate so you can understand what options are out there so that you can best help your own system heal naturally and the way it's supposed to.
Hey everyone, welcome. I want to introduce my dear friend Karen Pitt. Today we're going to be talking about ASEA Redox. So without further ado, I want to welcome Karen. Welcome, Karen.
Hi, good to be here.
Great. So I want to ask some questions around ASEA Redox and what your experiences are with the product, because not everybody is familiar with the product. So from your perspective and your experiences, how long have you been introduced to the product and using the products, and what drove you to actually take the steps to dive into this area of health and wellness?
For sure. I started using the ASEA Redox and Renew 28 at the end of June in 2020. And I had been introduced to it from a woman I met at a networking group. And I was looking for help with three things: with my skin, with my gut, and with my joints. I was actually looking for a cellular detox program. I was looking for things that didn't have a lot of ingredients, that were more natural, just because of all the issues that I've been having with my skin and things like that. And what drew me to it was that I found out this wasn't really cellular detox, it was cellular rejuvenation. And it was just made from simple ingredients, salt and water. And that really, you know, got me going to dive in and look into it some more. So I did my own due diligence and I decided to give it a try. So it's been, wow, probably, yeah, it's a little over 4 years now that I've been using the
Wow.
products. Yeah. And so many wonderful things have happened since then. At the time, what I was experiencing with my skin, I was having these breakouts from mask wearing. Yeah, so it would get really bad and would last, several days before I could get it to calm down. And I started putting the Renew 28 on my skin, and I got to the point where if I had any breakouts, I'd put it on and it would pretty much clear up overnight. So I knew that something was happening, and I could see that my skin was really healing and doing so much better. And I was using it on other parts of my body as well because I had had really bad case of eczema or eczema. Don't people say it differently?
I know, right?
Was the proper way to say it? Anyway, so I was using it on like patches that I had on my skin and they started clearing up. And it was
Oh,
amazing to me. I was able to get clear off of the antibiotic creams and steroid creams that I had been using.
wow.
So it really helped me to get over that and completely get rid of those. And I just kept going. And it helped with my joints. My joints would buckle. I always used to have to carry supports for my knees, my ankles. I either had them on or I had them with me.
Yeah.
And, if I'm out and I know I'm going to do a lot of walking, I would bring them with me. maybe I'd have to run into the change room at the mall to put them on if something happened, none of that. I realized probably I started in June. So by the end, I would say the end of September, around that time, I realized that I really didn't need to carry or bring those supports with me anymore, which was amazing
Wow. Yeah.
to me. So, and they tell you to, it's good to try the product for at least 90 days when you first start. And for me, right around that time was when things really started happening.
Wow.
But I was taking both. I was, drinking the ASEA Redox and I was using the Renew 28 as
Yeah.
well. In terms of my gut, I can say that it helped a lot with some of the digestive issues it was having. I mean, I got so used to using it. If I ate too much or I felt bloated, oh, pulled out the Renew 28 and just slather it on
Wow.
and
Nice.
felt a little bit better after. So I can honestly say that I was introduced to these products and it has been so helpful. So,
That's awesome.
yeah.
So, out of all of the products that are available, and there's not a lot, to be honest, there's only a handful because it's hard to get the redox that our body naturally produces anyway stabilized in the products. So, out of the ones that we have, which ones would you say are your favorites?
Wow, that's kind of a hard one because I started using some of the different products. I love the skincare line, and I'm not a person who was into that. I was just into very basic things, but I thought, let me give it a try. And I love the skincare line. Renew 28 probably is number one. I would have to say skincare products I love, and I also love the Omega. So those are kind of the ones that I'm loving right now.
Nice. Yes, I love the Renew 28 as well. That and the serum has really helped the body heal externally really fast. I've even used it on my dog.
Oh, wow, really
Yeah, yeah. So
awesome.
I've used it on all of my animals because, like you say, it's all natural. So, and redox is something our body naturally produces in any living thing. So, why wouldn't it help them? So, knowing it's only a couple of ingredients, I was 100% safe using it without even collaborating with anybody.
Yeah.
So, what would you say would be your best or favorite experience that you've had with the product?
Wow, that is a good question. There's been so many little things that have happened over time. I guess using Renew 28 has been some of the best experiences for me. I have a situation with my knee. Sometimes it would lock in, I guess you could say, a 90-degree angle. And when it first started happening to me, it took a couple of days for us to figure out the right sort of things to do to get it to unlock. And I got it down to about a day where I'd be kind of off my feet. And this one particular time, I was actually sitting in a Zoom meeting and I could feel it coming on. And I thought, gosh, this is the worst time for this to happen. And I had my Renew 28 there and I just started applying it. And I applied it several times during the meeting. And I, got my family to get me a hot water bottle, had it on my back, putting it on my knee. And by the time the meeting was over, so I would say within about an hour, and I went to stand up and I was able to walk around, I was like flabbergasted.
Wow.
I was
Yeah, that's pretty
flabbergasted.
awesome. That's
And that
awesome.
sold it for me. I said, this is a keeper.
That's
This one's a
awesome.
keeper.
That's so awesome. Well, I want to thank you for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. And to anybody that's viewing this, if you'd like more information on the product, you can literally connect with me with the links below. If you want to connect with Karen, I'll have her contact information as well in the literally the description below this video. So thank you so much, Karen. Greatly appreciate you taking your time and
Oh,
having to chat with us today.
thanks for having me.
Awesome. Take care.
Take care. Bye.